Insulin resistance diet. What to eat on an insulin resistance diet. 1. Boost your fiber intake by eating more whole grains. 2. Eat food that provides polyunsaturated or good fats. 3. Focus on non-starchy vegetables, fewer potatoes, more leafy greens. 4. Choose whole foods rather than processed or junk food. What is the best diet for insulin resistance? You don't need special foods for the insulin resistance diet. In a nutshell, you'll eat less unhealthy fat, sugar, meats, and processed starches, and more vegetables, fruits, whole grains, fish, and lean poultry. What foods should insulin-resistant people avoid? Try and avoid these foods that worsen insulin resistance. 1. Prepackaged and processed foods. 2. White, carbohydrates, like chips, pretzels, cookies, and cakes. 3. Foods that have added sugars, like ice cream, brownies, and chocolates. 4. Foods high in saturated fats, like bacon, sausage, full-fat cheese, and milk. How to lose weight if you are insulin resistant. 7 meal planning tips for an insulin resistance diet. 1. Fill up on vegetables. 2. Focus on fiber-filled whole grains, beans and legumes. 3. Choose lean sources of protein. 4. Eat modest amounts of fruit. 5. Be dairy savvy. 6. Select heart-healthy fats. 7. Boost your fiber intake. What is the fastest way to cure insulin resistance? Exercise is one of the fastest and most effective ways to reverse insulin resistance. Eat a balanced diet emphasizing vegetables, proteins, and low-fat dairy. Moderating your carb intake can help with weight loss and decreasing insulin resistance. What is the root cause of insulin resistance? Obesity, being significantly overweight and belly fat, an inactive lifestyle, and a diet high in carbohydrates are the primary causes of insulin resistance. Some women develop insulin resistance while they are pregnant. What is the main cause of insulin resistance? Experts believe obesity, especially too much fat in the abdomen and around the organs, called visceral fat, is a main cause of insulin resistance. A waist measurement of 40 inches or more for men and 35 inches or more for women is linked to insulin resistance. What food spikes insulin most? The following can cause a person's blood sugar and insulin levels to spike. 1. Sugary drinks, such as soda, juices, and sports drinks. 2. Processed foods and baked goods, which often contain trans fats. 3. White rice, bread, and pasta. 4. Breakfast cereals with added sugar. 5. Yogurts with added sugar. 6. Honey and maple syrup. How long does it take to fix insulin resistance? A minimum initial prolonged fast of 36 hours to 3 days may be needed to start the process of reversing insulin resistance. For morbidly obese patients, Fung uses initial fasts of 7 to 21 days. The longest known medically supervised fast is over 1 year in a male weighing more than 460 pounds. Is peanut butter good for insulin resistance? Peanut butter is rich in unsaturated fats that help the body regulate insulin and blood sugar levels. Peanuts are also rich in magnesium. Research shows that diets rich in magnesium can be protective against diabetes. What are the warning signs of insulin resistance? Symptoms of insulin resistance. 1. Extreme thirst or hunger. 2. Feeling hungry even after a meal. 3. Increased or frequent urination. 4. Tingling sensations in hands or feet. 5. Feeling more tired than usual. 6. Frequent infections. 7. Evidence of high blood sugar levels in blood work. Is fasting good for insulin resistance? Intermittent fasting diets have certain therapeutic effects on blood glucose and lipids in patients with metabolic syndrome and significantly improve insulin resistance. It may be considered as an auxiliary treatment to prevent the occurrence and development of chronic diseases. Does insulin resistance cause big belly? Insulin also drives inflammation and oxidative stress, creating myriad downstream effects. Eventually you become insulin resistant, which leads your body to generate belly fat and hold on to that spare tire for dear life. Does coffee cause insulin resistance? Long-term caffeinated or decaffeinated coffee consumption does not negatively affect insulin resistance or sensitivity. There is no need to restrict coffee intake in non-diabetic, prediabetic, and diabetic individuals for fear of insulin resistance. How can I flush sugar out of my system fast? Studies show that drinking plenty of water helps glucose flush out of the blood. The average person should aim for 8 glasses per day. Drinking plenty of water while you are indulging your sweet tooth, and throughout the day after, will help your body get back to normal. How can I cure my insulin resistance permanently? Your diet has a big impact on your blood sugar and insulin levels. Highly processed, high carbohydrate and high fat foods require more insulin. In general, eating foods that have a low to medium glycemic index and limiting foods that have a high glycemic index can help you reverse and/or manage insulin resistance. Can I be insulin resistant and not diabetic? Not everyone with diabetes is insulin resistant, and not everyone with insulin resistance will get diabetes. Insulin resistance is a broader term. If your body is secreting higher levels of insulin to adequately regulate your blood glucose, then you have insulin resistance. Is skipping breakfast good for insulin resistance? Some small studies suggest that skipping the morning meal can actually lead to more insulin resistance. Does skipping meals help insulin resistance? A skipped meal alters the balance between food intake and insulin production, and can cause your blood sugar levels to eventually drop. For diabetic people dependent on insulin or blood sugar lowering medication, skipping meals can be more dangerous because it can lead to low blood sugar. Does green tea increase insulin sensitivity? Green tea or green tea extract has been demonstrated to reduce insulin resistance and improve glycemic control. Which insulin needs bedtime snack? If you take insulin, a bedtime snack may be needed if your blood sugar tends to drop overnight. This is often a sign that your basal insulin dose, via injection or a pump, is a bit too high. Basal insulin's job is to keep your blood sugar steady overnight.